Have you ever wondered how some people are able to purchase flights for super cheap? Well, my name's Christian. I've traveled to over 70 countries by the age of 24, and let me show you the biggest secret to getting flights for the lowest price. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you, always want to book flights on the computer and not your phone. You're able to set these options way quicker and see more variety of flights. Now, it's going to be super important that we follow these steps accordingly so that you get the best flight price. And the reason I say there are multiple steps is because we're going to be taking ourselves and putting ourselves in another country to get a cheaper fare. What most people don't know is that one of the cheapest places in the world to book flights is out of Spain. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a VPN to send our computer to Spain so that we can get Spanish flight prices. So as you can see, we have all the list of countries here. We are going to select Spain, and it'll say connecting to Madrid, and boom, we are connected to Spain. And to verify that this works, you'll see in 1 second when we go to the website to book our flight, it will say that we are in Madrid and not wherever you're booking this from. For me, I'm in Buenos Aires in Argentina, so if it says Buenos Aires, the VPN did not work. Now the website we are going to use is Google Flights. It's that simple, Google Flights, and you'll click on this first option right here. So as you can see now, we are on the Google Flights main page, and you can see that my starting city is already Madrid. That's how we know that the VPN works. If it shows whatever city that you are currently in, then the VPN did not work. Close your browser, turn the VPN off, return it back on. Next, you're just gonna hit the button Explore. We're not gonna set anywhere we wanna go. We're not gonna say the dates that we wanna go. And a bunch of you might be thinking, what do you mean? If we're going on vacation, we have to know where we're going, when we're going. We will set that in a minute. Now, the first thing that we're instantly seeing is a ton of flights for super cheap. We have flights to Rome, Milan, Lisbon, all for under $40, $40, $30. Next, what we're gonna do is select where we're gonna fly from. Obviously, we are not in Madrid. We are going to take from New York. That's where I'm from. We're going to do New York City. Next, we're going to go to the bottom here and we're going to change the price from euro to US dollar because I would say most of us use US dollar. And then here, we're going to make sure that we have the flexible date option selected instead of specific date. Flexible date will give you the cheapest flight price to wherever you want to go for the selected time period and duration. You can see that we can select flights from anywhere from December, January, February, March, April, May, up to 6 months in advance. And they give us the option of a weekend, 1 week, or 2 weeks. So we're gonna select February 1 week vacation. Just a super random point, and we're gonna see how much flights are. So right off the bat, you're seeing flights for 60, 60, 88, 80, but we want to get the cheapest flights. So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll over to the filter where it says price, and you're going to drag the price all the way down to, let's just say, $200. Now remind you, these are round trip flights. So we can see on the map, all of these places within the US, outside the US, are under $200 to fly round trip. So that's 2 flights. You can fly all the way to San Juan, Puerto Rico for $139. You can fly to San Salvador for $188 round trip. You can go to Guatemala City for under $200 round trip. Now, if we scroll over to Europe, obviously there are not going to be any flights for under $200, but let's see how cheap they are. If we just slightly move the slider to $450, remember, this is a round trip flight to Europe. This is not just one. You can see that from New York, there are so many options. Anywhere from London for $420. You can fly all the way to Stockholm, Sweden for under $450 round trip. Iceland for under $400. And if we click on the Iceland, you can see that that's nonstop. If we click on the London, you could also see that's nonstop. These aren't flights with 1 million connections. They are nonstop direct flights. And we can even drag it back to South America. You can see that there are flights everywhere from Colombia to Peru to Aruba. Costa Rica's in there for super affordable prices. You can fly round trip to Costa Rica for under $250. And this also works in Europe. If we change our destination from New York to Rome, let's see, there's going to be so many more options, especially if we're at the $450 range. Yeah, you can see there are flights all over Europe, to Africa, the Middle East, but let's see how cheap we can find flights in Europe. If we do under $50, this is $50 round trip, you can see that there are flights from Rome to Paris to Marrakesh in Morocco. That's going to a different continent for under $50 there and back. And to make it even a little bit easier, you can see on the left side there is a scroll bar where you can literally see all of the options everywhere from Prague, Budapest. Look at this one. You can find from Rome all the way to Amman, Jordan for $40 round trip. That's the price it costs to fill up your gas tank. Instead, you're getting 2 flights. And it's as simple as that. To recap the steps that we have to do, number 1, no browsers open and turn your VPN on to Spain. Number 2 is going to Google Flights. For me, it's the best search engine to find the flights. Number 3, you're going to hit Explore and just see all of the options. Number 4, change it to the city that you are flying from, select what month you want to travel and for how long. And number 5, turn the slider all the way down and explore your options.